Kelly Ripa takes a moment on the Live with Kelly and Mark show to honor a great man. She is definitely experiencing the repercussions of the terrible loss. Kelly Ripa talks about the Live family losing someone. The hosts of Live with Kelly and Mark make an effort to keep the morning show cheerful, but on Wednesday, things swiftly became serious. Kelly Ripa takes a moment to remember the passing of a family friend while talking about a wide range of subjects. Kelly also says, "We have a huge show today, but before we get to the show, I just want to do a personal shout out from all of us at Live to our dear friend, Albert Banchini." Prior to the commercial break, she then establishes a connection by stating, "You are familiar with his voice if you listen to my podcast." Unquestionably, Ron was not just a member of the co-workers family, but also a close friend of Kelly and Mark. Kelly Ripa honors a magnificent man. In line with this, Kelly Ripa discusses Albert Bianchini, the Emmy-nominated executive producer of Live with Kelly and Mark. Regretfully, on Tuesday evening, Albert and his family bid their father, Ron, goodbye. His father battled disease for a long time before passing away. However, Kelly says, "If you knew Ron Bianchini, you were the luckiest person on earth," recalling happy times. "And we just wish the entire Bianchini family lots of love and support," she writes in her condolences to the family. Albert claims that Ron waited to die until he was surrounded by all of his children and grandchildren. "We are so grateful that he had that moment with everyone," adds Kelly. Additionally, Mark adds, "He lived a great life." The words "a life well lived" are then added solemnly. Albert shares memories while Kelly Ripa, the host of Live with Kelly and Mark, acknowledges the painful death for Albert Bianchini's family. He also shares with viewers. Albert posts a heartwarming picture of himself and his father cuddling on his Instagram page. "I felt this close to my dad every day of our 50-plus years together," he captioned the photo, then goes on to talk about a special time the family had with Ron before he passed away. "It will be a turning point in all of our lives," according to Albert. "For him to have me, Ronald, Peter, Christine, and his wife Elaine with him today when he passed away, all telling him we loved him. If there's one thing I know about those family members who have passed before him, the welcome party in heaven is of epic proportions," he adds, further demonstrating their views. Kelly Ripa reacts on her friend's post about his father, Ron, after Albert's touching post. "Ron is taking charge up there," she comforts. "What a heartfelt farewell you all gave him. I'll bring the ice cream cake until we cross paths again. Rip Ron." Kelly Ripa is known for her warmth, humor, and the signature energy she brings to Live, but even the brightest personalities face moments that shake them to their core. This week, the beloved television host found herself navigating one of the most emotionally challenging experiences of her career as she mourned a tragic loss that struck close to home. The grief was palpable both behind the scenes and during the live broadcast, as Kelly tried to hold herself together while honoring someone who meant far more than viewers ever realized. What unfolded was a rare and deeply human moment, offering audiences a window into the heart of the woman they welcome into their living rooms each morning. It was not the polished performer or the effortlessly witty host they are used to seeing. Instead, it was someone grieving, reflecting, and trying to make sense of a sudden heartbreak. Here is the full story of what happened, why it hit Kelly so profoundly, and how the Live family, including co-host Mark Consuelos, rallied around her during this devastating time. A quiet storm behind the scenes. In the hours before the cameras rolled, crew members noticed that Kelly was unusually subdued. Normally quick with jokes, hugs, and off-air chatter, she instead kept to herself, quietly reading something on her phone. Those close to the show say she appeared shaken, wiping her eyes repeatedly during rehearsals. As staff approached to check on her, Kelly shared the devastating news. Someone she adored and relied upon had passed away unexpectedly. It was a loss that blindsided her, and the kind of tragedy that doesn't make headlines but cuts the deepest. Kelly was navigating the raw shock of grief while still preparing to go live in front of millions. Despite being encouraged to take the day off, she insisted on doing the show, saying that the person she lost would have wanted her to show up, stay strong, and keep doing what she loves. But the weight of the moment followed her onto the set. Fighting tears on air from the moment the broadcast began, viewers sensed something was off. Kelly's normally radiant smile was tight. Her voice occasionally wavered. Mark, who is not only her co-host but her husband of more than 2 decades, stayed close, often reaching out with small gestures of support. It was during the opening host chat that Kelly finally addressed the heartbreak directly. She spoke gently, carefully choosing her words as the studio fell silent. She shared that someone important in her life had passed away, someone who had supported her behind the scenes, someone she considered family. She did not elaborate on every detail, both out of respect and because the grief was too fresh. What she did express, however, was profound gratitude for the time she shared with them, the lessons they imparted, and the unwavering presence they had in her world. The rawness of her voice made the moment unforgettable. For a few seconds, she struggled to continue. Mark softly filled in to give her space, reminding viewers that even public figures with decades of experience can have moments where their emotions take over. As the show progressed, Kelly did what she always does, she carried on. But anyone watching could tell the brightness in her eyes was dimmed by sorrow. Why this loss hit Kelly so deeply? Kelly Ripa's life, both on and off screen, is built around close-knit relationships. From her long-running partnership with Ryan Seacrest to her deep history with show staffers, Kelly values connection above celebrity. This is why the news of this tragic loss devastated her so intensely. The person who passed was reportedly someone who had been involved in her life for many years, either through her television work or her personal circle. This was not the loss of an acquaintance or a distant professional contact. It was someone whose presence shaped her routines, provided comfort, supported her career, and shared life's small and meaningful moments. Kelly has always been open about how deeply she cares for the people around her. When she loses someone, it is not just a chapter closing. It is a wound that feels deeply personal. The Liv family surrounds her with support after the broadcast wrapped. Crew members, producers, and staff gathered around Kelly to offer comfort. Witnesses say she finally let go of the composure she had maintained on air, breaking down in Mark's arms backstage. Her colleagues, who have worked with her for years, gave her space while also reminding her she was not alone. Mark remained her strongest support throughout the day. He stayed by her side during meetings, checked in repeatedly, and ensured she had privacy when she needed it. The couple has always been known for their unwavering partnership, and this tragedy only highlighted the depth of their bond. Producers also made sure Kelly had the flexibility to take time off if she needed it in the coming days. For now, she has continued taping, leaning on routine as a form of coping. The audience reaction: viewers flooded social media with messages of sympathy. Many praised Kelly for showing vulnerability instead of hiding behind the typical bright TV persona. Others shared their own stories of grief, describing how seeing her express such human emotion made them feel less alone in their own experiences. The overwhelming response proved just how influential Kelly is, not because of fame, but because of the sincerity she brings to her work.